Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Terry Morrow and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
Usually on this podcast we talk about parenting issues, but once a week, Catherine and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. This week, we are continuing with our watch of the series Veronica Mars, along with the accompanying podcast Veronica Mars Investigations. We're also watching Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist. This week's episode was Zoey's Extraordinary Glitch. So, what did you think about Zoey's Extraordinary Glitch? Did it make you want to just run around singing songs and dancing to people spontaneously and with no power to control it?
If I sang, it would be to say that I called it, did I not?
You did call it. Absolutely. You did. I sort of was hoping it would be not in the way that it was, which is constantly humiliating herself through song.
Right.
But I don't suppose there's any other way it could have been done. It wouldn't have been very good for her to just be the only one who hears it. That doesn't make sense.
Right. But it does make it quite different from her power as it usually manifests.
Right. And I did enjoy lots and lots and lots of dancing.
Mm-hmm.
So that part, I guess, was in her head.
Right. The backup dancers were in her head.
But
it was
very, very fun.
Yeah.
That the whole thing down in the lobby where the people were picking her up and moving her around and stuff, that was cool.
Yeah, on the couches. And
applause to Jane Levy for, pretty much carrying all the singing duties in the episode. Usually they're a little bit more spread around.
Yes.
But
Skylar Aston chimed in a little.
A little bit. Yes. And that was very sweet.
It was.
Because what would you do in a situation like that where you're, the person that you love is
just making the biggest
spectacularly humiliating themselves. But of course, it turned out fine.
Yeah. Well, you knew
weird guy liked it.
The weird guy liked it. You knew that was coming.
You knew that was coming. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, that was extremely sweet for Max to come in.
Yes, it was.
And save the day and very inspired of him to, instead of like physically dragging her out of the room, he just joined in.
Yes. That was very sweet. And, humiliating yourself for the woman you love has got to win you points.
Yes.
But, I guess her singing to both him and Simon was inevitable given the way this season has come along. But I am so over Simon. Can we just let him go get married and not complicated things? I guess we can't. But she's got to sing her feelings, even though they're wildly contradictory.
Right, even though they are very complicated and confusing to everyone, including her. So,
right.
There was no Mo in this episode to help her.
One thing I wished was that this whole thing hadn't been said at the office. Mm-hmm. She needed to run home for lunch or something just to talk to Mo.
Yes.
But I guess they couldn't figure out a song that would be appropriate. So they said, we're very sorry.
Yeah. I mean, when she first fell apart singing to Joan and Leaf, it's when Joan should have said, go home immediately.
Absolutely. Yes.
So
that would have been a normal thing to happen.
But then she couldn't have had her triumphant, moment singing Billy Joel.
Yes. Yeah. Boy, the song rights people were busy this one. It seemed like, probably not more songs than usual. It just seemed like them because I think they were more, maybe longer. I don't know.
Yeah.
Good song choices.
And because they were all
appreciated it.
Jane, they were all Zoey instead of being spread out among other people.
Yeah. It just made it seem like constantly there was music.
Mm-hmm. The part I went back and rewatched the part in the doctor's office because they didn't actually show him saying that her dad only had weeks left to live.
No. You just said that the medicine wasn't working anymore, and so...
And he said something like, we're in the final stages.
Right.
So, I understood how they, made her sort of just go numb and not hear anything anymore.
Yes.
But they needed to let him finish his sentence, I think, so that we, the audience, could understand what was happening.
That would have been helpful. Yes.
Because, I mean, I guess it was obviously, you were supposed to infer that it was very, very bad news, and that's why she went into this, like, fugue state. But
yes,
I didn't get it.
Right. I would think it would be fairly clear to her why this glitch was happening. I guess she was in denial and she was not wanting to talk. I know she was not wanting to talk about it with Max, but she should know. G did something, she must have noticed that she sort of zoned out. Mm-hmm. I think that would be a hint, but I don't know. I was very disappointed that the format of this particular episode did not allow her dad to sing to her. Yeah.
Because they showed her singing to him at the end. Yes. And it was like cathartic for her to be able to do that. But how did that comfort her when she didn't get to hear him saying anything or singing?
I guess she imagined him looking at her with an expression different from what he has. Right. And being able to move to comfort her, but that was it. Mm-hmm. So, darn.
Yeah, you're right.
I was waiting for it, and then I thought, oh, wait, no, nobody else is going to sing in this episode unless they sing in real life. Right. So, but I very much enjoyed the little bits and pieces we got of the now soon-to-be unemployed caretaker. Yeah. He seems perfectly charming in an odd way.
Yes.
Rather like this show.
Yes. Well, did you watch the coming next week preview? It started by him saying, do you know what it's like to raise a deaf child? So yes. So I guess next week's going to be a big Howie episode.
I guess so. He's got to get his numbers in there before, I'm really bummed if this means that if this thing gets a second season, Peter Gallagher won't be in it.
Yeah.
That stinks. The next season is going to go over the space of 3 weeks.
Right.
1 week. 1 week a season. We could do that. She's got a lot going on in her head. She could stretch that out.
Yeah.
That would be too bad.
Yeah.
But maybe he only signed on for 1 season.
Or maybe you'd think they would be a little more optimistic in their chances of coming back.
Well, miracle cure.
Could happen.
I continue to be really completely uninterested in all the things made by the company she works for.
Yeah.
And the coders and all that stuff and the cute workplace with the cereal bar. And it's like, okay.
And she never does any
big open spaces for dance numbers. Yeah, she never seems to do any actual work. Although I wouldn't mind having one of those chairs that completely close you in, although I think I would get claustrophobic. But if I could have one that's about twice that size with a window, I'd be good.
Now you're talking about a cubicle, I think.
That's right. I do feel strongly about cubicles. Young people today should rise up and demand walls. That looks like the offices I walk into for job interviews and think, nope, not me.
Not for me.
You don't want me, I don't want you. I don't sing it.
Right.
I don't do a dance number.
You just think
But if I were Zoey in this episode, I would totally be dancing, jumping up and down on those stupid desks and saying.
Right. I did think at the end that maybe Max was going to say, he's like, you can do it. You can go, see your dad, talk to your dad. Mm-hmm. I thought he was going to say, I'll take you. Like, let me go.
But they already did that last year. He already did the 500 miles walking her across town.
That's true.
Scootering across town. So it'd have to be something new. Yeah. But, knowing what's going on, he's going to have to give her a pass, right?
Right.
Maybe she just loves him like a friend.
I don't know. That song didn't sound like that.
Did not sound like it, no. Oh, well. So confusing. For her as well as us.
That's right.
We'll see what happens again next week.
That's right.
Always a new, something extraordinary. So, this week we watched the episode of Veronica Mars entitled Like a Virgin. And although there were a couple of things I really liked about it, hi, Erica Gimple, playing Wallace's mom. I remember you from Fame.
Me
and
too.
Hey there, Tina Majorino. I was wondering when you were going to get here. I see you're here now. Cool. Like the new car. Other than that, man, this was hard to watch.
Yeah.
There was just so much no about it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Just, the whole shaming thing of girls was terrible. The whole setup around that, just all the low-lifery amongst teenage girls to each other and amongst adult French-accented men towards girls is just no.
Yeah. And
the crummy lodger, we were all waiting all episode for the triumphant moment when Keith would get him out, and it was... That's the way he did it?
Right.
That's what he had up his sleeve? Really? Barking like a dog? Seems like there was a degree of possibility that would not work.
When he first showed up in the kitchen, Keith, and then when he, appeared by the bedside, those were great moments.
Right.
But then the barking thing, Keith, what is happening?
I really wanted him to have more game than that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was going to bring up his record and say, I'll let the authorities know, or what, or I'm going to trump up charges against you in this way.
Right.
But, I want to believe that he's just the best investigator and get things done guy around, but it didn't convince me. And then the whole thing with the prisoner.
Yeah.
Veronica wouldn't have thought this guy might know what she looks like. That doesn't seem like impossible because she was Lily's best friend.
Right.
And the only good thing about it was that now we don't have to feel sorry for this guy being on death row, because whether he killed Lily or not,
he's horrible.
Kill him.
Yeah.
He can go. He can go. Take the rap. Take the fall. Goodbye.
Yeah.
'Cause he was awful. And it's like, we talked about last week that it seemed that this is the road they were going down. Who is Veronica's daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so hoping that was going to be a red herring, and to have it spelled out in such deliberate expositional terms by a lowlife. If a lowlife is going to drop that kind of information, I want it to be Logan, who we at least know, or Duncan, or somebody we've seen before,
right.
Not creep ex machina delivering the, dun 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 of the series' first season. No, not right.
Yeah. And then poor Veronica just, tough girl finally breaks down crying in her car. Very, very sad.
Very, very sad. And I just don't like anywhere this is going to go from here.
Mm-hmm.
So, are we to think that this is the secret that Lily found out? And
well, I hope she wouldn't have been so flippant about
cavalier about it.
Yeah.
But we know she was talking to Duncan, and then she was very, never mind, he's not for you, Veronica, about it. So it seems like she found out, theoretically, the secret that we've had delivered unto us with a baseball bat in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then she lets her dad know, and he accidentally bashes her brains in. I don't know. We're still assuming that the dad is the culprit there. Just because Keith may bark like a dog, but we got to figure that he knows what he's...
Yeah.
Although maybe he just has a grudge against the guy.
But why would he kill his own daughter rather than...
Right. It would have to be sort of a fit of... an accidental fit of rage. She ran into this blunt instrument 5 or 6 times. I couldn't stop her.
He ran into my knife. He ran into it 9 times.
Exactly.
Whatever that line is from.
He had it coming.
Cell Block Tango, yep.
Yes. So, I mean, there's still, I guess, more shoes to drop here, literally.
Shoes.
Since shoes seem to be the clue. Yeah. But, wow, could they have made that guy any more repellent?
So creepy and horrible, yeah.
That was not a subtle performance, nor was it subtly written. It was just, how did they expect the audience to react to that exactly? I don't know. But So, I can't say I particularly enjoyed this episode.
No. It did make me want to watch the next one because I'm like, oh my God, what's the fallout from this?
Yeah. I guess. It better follow up and not be one of those, let's just have an episode that's just about school stuff. Right. And I guess this is going to break the mold in that I figured, hi Meg, bye Meg, never going to see you again. But she's actually in like 10 more episodes, so.
Yeah, that's what they said on the podcast.
Right. Yeah, I looked on IMDb because I figured, she's off to detention now with all the other one-episode characters. But no. So it was interesting that they mentioned on Veronica Mars Investigations that actress was in the running to be Veronica Mars.
Yeah, which I can't. It's so Kristen Bell. Like, you just can't picture.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so that's weird. And I guess as a consolation prize, she gets to come back for more than one episode.
Right. But, I mean, was Kristen Bell, like, a no-name at this time? Or was
she? I know she was on Broadway.
Okay. So
I think she had a little bit of a name from that. I think I had heard of her from that. Mm-hmm. And then, let's look on IMDb here while we chat, shall we?
I'm just surprised that, she
I don't think she had done a ton.
Choice.
Yeah, well, maybe her agent was pushing hard, and they were saying, well, we'll take this other girl. So there.
Right.
Well, let's see. Kristen Bell, what were your credits before Veronica Mars? Play some Jeopardy music in the background here. All right. Okay. This is all actors.
What'd you get?
Okay. First credit was, she did quite a bit. Except, you know what? They do. Okay, so Veronica Mars was 2004. They do this thing where they put it up in the current time.
Right,
so if it's something that started in 2004 and still has episodes now in 2020, it's up into so.
Right.
All right, so she had a good, let's see. She was in Polish Wedding, playing teenage girl. Uncredited. She was in Pootie Tang as record executive's daughter.
Oh my.
She was the voice of Hiromi in The Cat Returns. She was in a movie called People Are Dead as Angela's friend number 1. She was in an episode of The Shield. She was in an episode of American Dreams. She was in 2 episodes of The O'Keeffes. She was in a TV movie called The King and Queen of Moonlight Bay. She was in Everwood, 1 episode of Everwood, and then we're into 2004. So TV-wise, she had done a thing or 2. Movie-wise, not much. But she did have that Broadway credit.
Right.
In 2001, she was on Broadway as Becky Thatcher in The Adventures of Tom Sawyer.
Okay, so that's...
and she appeared in a Broadway revival of The Crucible the following year.
So those are pretty big parts. But basically not a household name by any stretch.
No, clearly not. So perhaps the other girl had some credits in Israel, and she looked... I just can't, all I can imagine her now is as Meg.
Right.
So.
Well, and also, she's not the same size as Veronica. So when Veronica came out wearing her cheerleading outfit that fit Kristen Bell like a glove.
Right.
Like, I don't think so.
This does not track.
Yeah. Well, I was glad we got some Wallace in this episode.
Yes,
I always love a Wallace episode.
Yes, he is quite adorable.
Yes. And that's another actor, like, whatever happened to that guy? He doesn't seem to have...
Yeah, I wonder that about a lot of these folks. Because the guy who plays Weevil, I don't remember seeing a whole lot of either.
Yeah.
Or the guy who plays Duncan. But then, I don't watch a whole lot of TV, so... Yeah. I did not watch this at the time, so perhaps they were in other... young person interest projects that old lady Morrow never quite caught up with. Well, I hate to see episodes end with Veronica,
crying.
Emotionally bloodied.
Yes.
I like her to come up on top.
At least she, expressed her feelings. She didn't.
She let her feelings out, yes.
I mean, it's pretty awful, but, once in a while that tough girl exterior has to crack a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And she has another friend, and...
2, maybe. She has Mac and Meg.
That's right. Yes, 2 new friends. Yes. So that's good. And, I'm bracing myself to where we go from here in the Master Mystery. And I am feeling preemptive sympathy for whichever unsuspecting Neptune High student has their life fall apart next week.
Yes.
Meg is just going along, being the nicest girl in school, and all of a sudden, whoops, what does the script say? What?
I'm sorry, we need somebody, and this week it's you.
We've never heard from you before, so you're perfect. So next week, we will talk about the next episode of Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist called Zoey's Extraordinary Silence, and the next episode of Veronica Mars, Drinking the Kool-Aid. Then that will be it for our round 2 today. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes. We have something new for you every weekday. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Goodbye, Catherine.
Bye, Terry.
Goodbye, everybody.